Good afternoon and welcome to the latest issue of Print21, the weekly video news bulletin for the Australia and New Zealand print industry. This issue is sponsored by Ball & Doggett, Australia's largest supplier of printable materials and press consumables. It's a tough day for the local print industry. Heatset giant Ovato is in voluntary administration, with directors asking FTI Consulting to take over the troubled business. The company says ongoing volatile market conditions, the increased cost of raw materials and legacy cost issues have continued to impact it, leading to the difficult decision to appoint administrators. The administrators intend to run the company on a business-as-usual basis as they seek the best outcome for creditors. The first creditors meeting will be in early August, following which the administrators will focus on efforts to recapitalise or sell off the business. Ovato, it's been struggling for years. Its share price has collapsed, its revenue has been rapidly diminishing, and for the past 2 years, it's been selling off everything it can, including the former Gordon & Gotch distribution business, which went to R Media, the Griffin Press book business, which went to Opus, its Brisbane premises, $36 million raised, and all its marketing businesses. In addition, it closed its Clayton plant last year with loss of 300 jobs, closed its entire New Zealand heatset operation earlier this year. Its new super site in Warwick Farm with 7 heatset webs opened just 3 years ago. Ovato originally restructured the business just 18 months ago after asking suppliers to take a 50% haircut and getting a $40 million cash injection, underwritten by its major customer and shareholder R Media, formerly Bauer, of course, formerly ACP. Ovato actually returned to profit in the first half of this year on sales that were down to $161 million. Net profit after tax up by 280% to $17 million. Revenue fell by $75 million, but the majority of that was due to sold off businesses. Sales revenue down by $19.9 million on the same period of last year. Ovato was a $1 billion printer when it was PMP, but since the merger with the Hannon family's IPMG, it's been hit with a series of body blows. The share price plummeted by 99% from $3 5 years ago to just 0.089 cents today. In the last 3 months, Hong Kong-based Leftfield Print Group has pumped $20 million into Ovato in the form of a $5 million loan, taking over a mortgage, buying Griffin Press for $8.5 million. Leftfield now owns 14.7% of the company. It's a tough day for Ovato. In other news, tough day for the whole industry. In other news, Jill Cowling is now Group CEO for Blue Star New Zealand Group. That encompasses Webstar and the Blue Star Group, effectively the biggest job in New Zealand print. Blue Star operates from 10 locations across New Zealand, 8 print and fulfillment centres stretching from Auckland to Dunedin. Webstar's got heatset plants in Auckland and Masterton. Cowell was already CEO of Blue Star and now takes over the Webstar business too, following the resignation of a long-term incumbent, Bernie Roberts. Cowell's been with Blue Star since 2012 and had a 7-year stint with Blue Star Australia prior to that. Roberts took over as CEO of Webstar 9 years ago in the immediate post-Gion era, stepping up from general manager, and has successfully negotiated the business through COVID during New Zealand's punishing lockdown policy, which included the complete shutdown of virtually all the country's magazine publishing. The region's biggest print industry trade show, PacPrint, will now run every 2 years and will alternate between Melbourne and Sydney. The new schedule means the end of Printex, which was originally created for Sydney as a smaller scale event, although in reality in recent years there have been no limits on stand sizes at Printex. The new move effectively rebrands Printex as PacPrint and means PacPrint has continuity in the market. The next PacPrint will be in 2025 in Sydney, at the Sydney Showgrounds in Olympic Park, then 2027 in Melbourne, and then alternating between the two from then on. Organisers and exhibitors are keen to attract a larger slice of the non-Victorian market to PacPrint, with a majority of PacPrint visitors currently coming from Victoria. Local wide format show Visual Impact will run as a standalone event in non-PacPrint years, so taking place next year in Sydney and 2024 in Brisbane. The PacPrint dates will avoid Drupa and IGAS, the 2 remaining mega global shows. That's it for this week's Print21 news section. For all these stories in full and ongoing analysis of the Ovato story, which will run, go to print21.com.au. Thanks to our supplier, to our sponsor, Ball & Doggett, Australia's largest supplier of press room consumables and printable materials. This is me, Wayne Robinson, signing off on what is a really tough day for the local market, local print industry.